Happy Sunday evening, Surgeaholics, Sooner Nation, everybody out there. Chester Carter, unbelievable, gifting 5 Sooner Surge memberships.
Awesome, Chester.
Uh,
You the man.
Monty and Monty and Dalpoas, try to hop on there and get those, man. That is, much appreciated, Chester. I don't even know how it works. But appreciate it very, very much. OU baseball team right now in a dogfight. 3-3, top four, Jay.
Yeah, top four. Got to get the bats going a little bit more and get a lead. So
OU softball plays at 11 o'clock tomorrow against the Florida Gators. Former Sooner Jocelyn Erickson had a massive game today of 4 RBIs, 2-run bomb, going against her former teammates tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and OU's got to get it done. A lot to talk about tonight, Jay.
yeah, got to get it done tomorrow. Looks like Stanford may beat UCLA with Kennedy. Kennedy,
they're not beating Texas twice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see that happening either, Jeremy. But what's up, Colin? How are you tonight? Oklahoma's a legit top program, but the secret to the SEC is the line play, and they won't be able to do what they want in offense if they can't protect against average defensive line in this league. Random SEC coach said that. Correct. I saw that.
Chester said that's why hitting the like button during live streams helps out a lot. Do that right now. Hit the like. Appreciate it.
It really does, Chester. And thanks again for the gifting of the 5 minutes. That's awesome. I can't say thanks enough. People like you that are loyal viewers every single night, really appreciate y'all. Hit the like. That's right. Hit the like button. It does help the channel.
You guys are very loyal, and we try to be the same, providing content each and every day. Yeah, Texas and Stanford has played 3 times. Bomb says like it. Hey, Jay, I don't know if you read Dalpost's comment earlier. Interesting. I have not listened to Oklahoma Breakdown, but he said that Teddy Lehman was calling some players out. Although Dalpost did not refer to which players he was referring to.
I doubt Teddy said the names.
To me, it sounds like it was Teddy's, according to Dalpost, correct me if I'm wrong. Sounds like maybe just fed up with guys who are getting paid not doing much, maybe. I don't know. I didn't hear it.
Blake, baseball won against Duke. They are playing right now against UConn. They are tied 3-3. If they win, they play tomorrow against UConn. Happy EPL move in today. It was awesome to see some of the freshmen get in there. EPL. What about Gabe Sawchuk, Gavin's brother? I forgot about that. He's there. Yeah. He mentioned Nick Anderson specifically.
In what regard, Dalpost? That's what I'm interested. I'll have to go back and watch it.
I'm going to have to go watch it. I have not listened to it yet. That's usually my Sunday evening after the live. Before bed, I'll put on the breakdown. I like the breakdown. Good guys. I like listening to them.
Did you get to meet him, Crystal? Did you get to meet Joe C? That's the question. And Nick has been very special. He's also been dinged up, Jay.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. They double up UConn. They don't go to Omaha. They play Florida State in the Super Regionals. Best 2 out of 3 winner goes to Omaha. By the way, the Big 12 is doing actually pretty good in these regionals. You got OU if they could advance. You got OSU and then West Virginia, and then one other team I'm missing. That's I drew a blank just now. Anyway, one.
Hey, Jack. Colin says forgot about Michael Patterson McDonald.
Yeah, it's another one. Correct.
Obviously, it was move-in time. You saw the coaches helping players move in. Zach Alley, Bill Beatenbow, all of them helping move in. It's exciting, Jay. It is unbelievable that it's about to be here, but it is. It's about to be here.
What's up, Chad? Happy Sunday to you. It is about to be here because it's going to be here before you know it. Now that their guys are moved in, you got summer workouts, you got recruiting picking into gear, you got all the stuff that's going to be happening in July with SEC, and it's exciting, man, to say the least. Dalpos says, take, for example, Kannick versus Helms. Kannick has played and practiced the whole time. People bash him. Helms hasn't done anything. People want root for him. Why not sit around and here's the thing. As long as NIL's involved, you're going to have people that from the outside can say, and I'm not saying Teddy Lehman, I'm just saying in general, fans are going to be like, well, this guy's not playing but collecting paychecks. I know Caden Helms has been injured. I want Caden Helms to play. I want Kanek to be great. That's what I want. I want Kanek to be outstanding. We'll see.
And injuries are something that really it's hard to speculate. It's hard to even, and that's the thing. You can't really get in the nuts and bolts of injuries. And look, you can sit there and say, yeah, might as well say you're injured, and people can speculate being good years from now, but you're not going to be playing if you're injured. So
yeah, they don't go to.
It doesn't seem to benefit you sitting around being injured. That's all I'm saying.
Some of these guys that go to Oklahoma, they go there to make the NFL, and that's their.
Yeah,
you're not going to do it by sitting on the bench injured.
Again, you're not going to be like Greg God says. You can't bash an injured player. I mean, it's all speculation. If you start getting in the idea of, well, is he injured or not? I mean, to me, that's not a place you want to be. And the other thing is, I want guys that are healthy out there. I'm not going to sit there and worry about who's injured. If they're playing, they're playing. That's the guys you got to worry about right now.
Yeah, hit that freaking like. Thanks, Lori. Uncle Charlie, what time is OU Florida? 11 o'clock. What are your takes on the game? Here's what I think. I don't think Florida can score with Oklahoma. I just don't. Now OU's got to be hitting the ball, but I think OU swing the bat well. I don't think OU can score with them.
It's two you have to take care of. It's Skylar Wallace and Jocelyn Erickson. Take care of those two, you're going to win the game. I think Nicole May is going to get the start. I know a lot of people think they're going to throw Maxwell out again. And Ron, I disagree with you a little. Listen, it is not just because Schmidt's there. That's why there's injuries. First off, how many guys are injured? The whole team? No. Has OU dealt with some injuries? Yes, they have. They dealt with them prior to him coming there. All teams deal with injuries. I don't think it's as much Schmitty as much as it is, like I've said before.
It's something you
can at practice.
It's something you can always question with any person that's in there. Chester says fan base bashed Bookie, even though he never played his natural position. Well, that's true, but Baum says I would save Maxwell. I think giving her an extra day off would help. I mean, you can always pitch her in the second game, but I don't know. I'm looking here, sitting there watching Kennedy earlier, who's pitched every game for Stanford, and if they make it to the World Series, she's going to have to pitch every game. She'll pitch two games against Texas. So
this is something good to talk about here because Chester agrees with Ron. I would like some examples because
Jeremy, you don't need to go through every guy they've had. I mean, but here's what you can say. You don't know that it's a Schmidt thing. It's just random injuries. I don't know how
concussions have nothing to do with the strength and conditioning coach. Now, if you want to talk about tired, I question maybe they're tired at the end of the year.
They're talking about injuries like knees or legs, stuff like
that. Who though?
They've had injuries. Look at Caleb Kelly. I don't know every injury.
Every team has them, Jay.
I don't know every injury. Yeah.
Chester, DeMarco Murray ran a kickback. He shouldn't have been running a kickback. He got a helmet right on the knee. I mean,
yeah. I'm not bashing anybody. Just agree with Teddy. Says. That's what Dalpo says. Got to play through some stuff, and if you don't practice, slide it. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to know, though. They said Jermaine Gresham's one, Jeremy. It's hard to know, though, on guys' injuries. I mean, look at Caden. Not like he's had a little bump or bruise. This guy had surgery, been through a lot. So it's a little different.
Again, when you're talking about 100 and something players every year, how many are getting hurt? There's too many to even think about. Too much data to try to analyze and pick if it's one thing. I would hope they're doing everything right there, Jay, and I think they are.
Yeah, they got all the science behind everything. I know they're doing everything to try to limit injuries. So I'm not about it. So That's right, Tyler. I agree with you.
Monty, enjoy your time in Destin coming up.
Destin, great place. Great place. Barnes, Eric, what's Barnes' issue? Now
I think he's healthy now.
I think that injury, I don't know the exact specifics, but I compare it a little bit to Kevin Durant's injury because you're dealing with the foot, and you remember him coming back at first. It's kind of tough, and it sounds like maybe, I don't know, but maybe he did have a setback last year and just wasn't talked about a lot. There was something that set him back a little bit because he didn't really get on the field much. So
he was hurt
it's a foot. It was a foot injury, correct?
And what's the name of the one that Kevin Durant? It was similar to that.
I don't know the exact name of the injury, and that's what Barnes had. But I know he was dealing with some reoccurrences of it, from what we've heard.
We'll see if Barnes gets on the field, Jay. I know you're saying hit, and look, Taylor Tatum moved in today. So he's on campus now. They're all there. It's time to get out here. Like Chester, I'm not going to sit here and again try to pick out all the injuries. I'm not disagreeing with you necessarily in everything. I'm just saying Brock Bowers got hurt last year. We blaming the strength and conditioning coach? I mean,
well, and you mentioned Taylor Tatum earlier.
What is the name of the thing that Katie had? It was not Achilles.
It wasn't Achilles. It was a foot issue. I'd have to look it up.
Cannot think of the name of that.
Chester, Loyal Sooners love Schmidt, so I'll leave it be. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think a lot of people do like Schmidt. Look where they came from before. It was Wiley.
But Chester, I don't want you to apologize because I have thought about, is there a correlation? It's just too hard to try to pinpoint if there's any correlation between the two. What I do like about Schmidt is the physicality that he's bringing and the mental toughness. I hope that would translate in fourth quarters. It hasn't. There it is. It's a Jones fracture. That's it.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Physicalness sometimes does equal more injuries. I mean, or straining. I mean, it's sometimes, but I don't think there's any way that you can prove anything that's why they've had injuries. I just think injuries have been sporadic. So I wouldn't read into any of that. But speaking of Taylor Tatum, Jeremy, any chance he walks into there this summer and it's like, I'm only going to use this name because of what he did when he showed up in Norman. When Adrian Peterson showed up in Norman and they put him out there, the dude was different. And they said, you got to play him. He's unbelievable. I'm not comparing Taylor Tatum to Adrian Peterson. What I'm saying is there a chance this 5-star Taylor Tatum shows up in the summer and everyone's like, holy cow, this dude.
Again, if he gets out there and his speed is different and he's got the physical part, the thing is, I have a hard time believing they're going to play him over Sawchuk or Hicks.
Yeah, that's
in
what
spots somewhere, maybe.
Here's what I'm saying. If he plays and gets pretty good reps early on in the year, then that tells me he's that good. Because I think he'd have to be that good to get in there over Sawchuk right now. I think he'd have to just be turning heads or spinning heads like crazy.
And I would love to see him returning kicks along with Zion Reagans. I don't know, if we'll see it or not. But I'd love to. Hey, Chester, 5 Sooner Surge memberships. He was gifting them earlier.
Chester's the man. Chester, great. Appreciate it. Baseball. Somebody give me an update on the score. It was 3-3. Stanford won. Kennedy, I've told, I don't know how many people, a few people, Jeremy, I said it to you. The one thing I do not want to have happen is I do not want, you have to play Kennedy. I don't care about any other team. It's just sometimes when you get a dominant pitcher get hot, it's tough to beat him. And she right now is pitching really well. They have Texas twice. Can she pitch 2 stellar games and win them and make it to the championship series, Jeremy? Yes or no?
I don't think so. And sorry, Texas, in my opinion, is the better team across the board. Yeah, Stanford has the player of the year. I get it. But Cavan and Mac Morgan are pretty good too. So
Stanford's bats have been swinging it better, though.
better. They still only put up 3 today, right?
Yeah. Oh, you put up 1 against UCLA. So.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I think OU needs to. I would love to see Nicole. The fan in me, Jay. I would love to see Nicole make it the start tomorrow at 11 o'clock and shut them down. The Sooners win going away. I'd love to see it. That's what I want to see. I don't know if it's going to happen, Jay. That's what I want to see. Crystal.
Hey. Yeah.
Hey, Crystal.
Awesome.
Hey, thanks so much, Crystal Calendar. We really appreciate you donating. That means a lot. Sorry you didn't get to see Joe C, but let's read this comment here. This coming season feels similar to 2015. We came off a lackluster year in 2014, but so many playmakers came back for 2015. It was awesome. There are some similarities, Crystal. That's a good observation.
But
Jay,
you know what? You know what I'd say is different?
What?
Man, I think if I remember, I'd have to look at who it was, but I thought that offensive line was pretty dang good.
Yeah, the O-line's, I don't think as good as that one. Jay, I like to compare the 99-2000 to last year and this year, except the only difference is it's a new quarterback. Dylan Gabriel last year was kind of like a hype. His second year, I thought maybe they would make the jump. Last year was going to be the 2000 year. Didn't happen.
Yeah. And Crystal, thanks again. We really greatly appreciate that.
Thanks, Crystal.
Means a lot. Kirsten Deal, Mark says, Mark, thanks for joining tonight. Appreciate it, Mark. Good comment there. Money is on Kirsten Deal starting tomorrow. That's definitely an option. I'd have to look at. We're going to do a video later tonight on the preview of the game with Florida, Jeremy, and I might do some deep dive. I'd like to see their lefty lineup, see how much lefty heavy they are.
I was going to say, look, Patty Gasso and Jen Rocha are going to make this decision, and they highly look at analytics. Listen to me. And if Florida's a lot better against lefties, then it's going to be Deal or Maxwell. If they're not, then it's going to be May. I think that's going to play a role, but I don't know if Keeney. I think it's going to be Maxwell, May, Deal the rest of the way. I don't think Keeney, Monticello, any of those others getting in unless it's run rule.
Yeah, Blake says party against Tennessee again. Yeah, the 99 team was so fun to watch. Yeah, that offense was amazing, Chester. Even go watch the Texas game. They jumped out to a big lead. Was it Notre Dame too? Was it Notre Dame?
Notre Dame. And listen to me. OU had a guy on that team that may have been one of the best athletes of all time. They had him playing wrong position most of his career. Brandon Daniels was unbelievable.
Yeah. He was in the Blake years, though. They messed with him, man.
But he was there in 99, Jay.
He was. He was a great kick returner, by the way.
Oh, he was great. I love Brandon Daniels.
Yeah, Chief T-Birds or Greg got answering it. CeeDee Lamb. I don't know what the question was, but
I didn't see the question, Jay.
Yeah.
OU baseball has to win today.
Update 3-3.
I'm trying to go to the game on Wednesday, Jay.
Softball?
Absolutely. That's a good question.
Which one?
Yeah, Torrance Marshall, the great one down. Who is on your OU softball Mount Rushmore? Man, Gasso's on there, even though she's not playing. If you're talking players only, then I guess Gasso can't be on there. But Gasso's got to be on there. Allo's got to be on there.
Allo has to be on there.
Chamberlain?
I think Chamberlain's done so much for Oklahoma, you'd have to put her on there. What about Jordy Ball? Any chance?
No, she can't be on there now.
Okay.
Actually, stayed, she would have been on there.
Ricketts?
You'd think. I mean, Jada, Tiare, both, Kenzie. I mean, Jennifer Stewart, Tone Loke says.
Hey, yeah, Chester, thanks again for donating those 5 memberships. Appreciate it so much. You have a good night as well. Thanks for always being on there, loyal viewer, man. Appreciate it. Ricketts.
Kalani Ricketts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ricketts got to be on there. Got to be.
Yeah. Look, you don't want to get in a situation tomorrow where you're playing again. And that's why I don't think Maxwell starts, Jay. Because if she were to lose, she's probably not going to pitch 2 straight games against them. They're back-to-back games. They're not getting a break.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember. I maybe somebody on here knows it. I should know this, but I'm trying to remember back to last year. Did they start ball in game 1, or did they go with somebody else that game? I thought they went.
I thought
they
May
went ball.
pitched one of them.
I thought they went ball.
I'll have to look, Jay. Monty, you're talking about Grace Lyons Turk. And definitely one of the greats at OU. I'm not sure if she's Mount Rushmore worthy.
Yeah, I saw something I wanted to get to. Yeah, the question was asked, what true freshman do you remember came in and started true freshman? Adrian Peterson.
And didn't Brandon Daniels?
And Greg got said CeeDee Lamb. I don't know about Brandon. Brandon Daniels going too far back for me, dude. But I can't remember that far back.
Well, David Stone's not going to start probably, but he's going to play a lot. So is Jaden Jackson. Those guys are going to play a heck of a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Tommy Harris.
Tommy Harris, yeah, for sure. For sure, Tommy Harris. Hey, Jay, do you and listen, hey, everybody on here. The last 2 years under BV, we have all seen this team start off 4 straight wins or whatever it is, look the part. You had the OU Nebraska dominating defense 2 years ago. Last year, OU looked the part on defense, and then they fizzled out. Defense started getting bad. What will we see early where we can say, this team's different? Or can we? Do we have to wait past Tennessee and Auburn? Like,
I think
I do think more sacks early might be able to say, okay, this team's getting a lot more pressure. Maybe. What are some things we can look for early on, Jay?
Here, a few things to me that I think stand out defensively that you can say, okay, this team's different. I personally, I don't know if you'll know a whole lot because until you get to Tennessee. But what I would say is this. When you see guys that are having one-on-one matchups, whooping their guy across the line of scrimmage, that tells me, okay, just flat out destroying their guy in front of them. And Monty says pressure from the D-line. I think if you're mano-a-mano and you're whooping them, then you know, okay. Because I think you're going to have sound defense, I would say. Linebacker-wise, they're going to be in the right positions. Defensive back should be in the right positions and all that, right? Third year in the Britt Venables. But man-on-man, and I think the tackling is going to be great again. I think the tackling, if you look at first 2 years, it's been pretty dang good. Now, sometimes when they started struggling games and they had some injuries, they'd have some tackles. But I think it's mano-a-mano up front, and that's how you know.
Well, I do think Bobby Redwine is correct, and Bobby Redwine's a Sooner Surge Unlimited member. Thanks, Bobby. I think that schematically we may see some differences on both sides of the ball. That's something we can look for. The other thing is Kyla says, why can't Stone start? I'll tell you why. Dominique Williams and Dejon Terry are the starters.
Yeah.
And I think Stone and Jack are going to play a whole lot, and Grayson Halton is too, but right off the bat, it's going to be Dominique Williams and Dejon Terry, isn't it?
Know that. You're not the coach. You don't know that. But
I'm saying, isn't it? Don't you think?
I'd probably lean, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see what summer holds. Mark, I think you'll see a lot of difference in the deep. I thought this was a good point Mark had. In the defensive line paying the linebackers, just because of the defensive line is playing well, then it makes the linebackers' job much easier. I agree with that. I think if you see linebackers getting free and not having garbage in front of them to throw off and just getting clean shots at running backs and stuff, I think that'll be a telling sign as well. How about Zach Alley today? Beard, baby. Liked it. Did you see it?
I did. Larry McDonald, thanks for being on here. Larry says first thing is now these are all BV's guys and not Lincoln Riley's. And
that's true.
It's going to make a difference. I hope that makes a difference. That's what I hope. Cedric Jones, Tyler Walker mentioned. Hey, if you guys have not checked out the FanStop, fanstop.com. Again, I got to tour the facility the other day, Hunter and I. It was awesome. It was so much fun there with Kevin. Great dude. Just great facility. Always have the customer's interest at mind, forefront of their mind. It's great products, great, cool facility. Get in the Shirt of the Month Club, though. You don't have to be an OU fan. I hope you are because you're watching this live stream. But if you have relatives or friends at another university, they do all kinds of universities across the nation. Shirt of the Month Club, even for those other schools. But you can use code SURGE and get 10% off your first 3 months. The newer one, Jay, is legit, man. They're all legit, but I love that United We Stand one.
Nice. Excited for it. Excited to get it, man. Mark says, last year, game 1, Ball. Game 2, Storacco. Ball finished up the last couple of innings.
That's true. I remember that now, Mark.
Are you talking about the World Series or the? They didn't have to play the necessary game last year, did they?
No, he's talking World Series.
Yeah, I'm talking. That's true. I'm talking about the leading up to the World Series. The best two. You had to lose twice that day. I'm trying to remember what they did. And I remember that last year, Mark, because I remember thinking, I was surprised May didn't start in game 2. I was wondering, you know what I mean?
I really think it's going to be, I think it's going to be May.
Hey, I think you'll see the same thing this year in the World Series. If OU gets there, they beat Florida and get there. I think you'll see Maxwell game 1. If they win that and they have a 1-0 lead, I think you'd see somebody else for the first few innings of the next game to see if they can get a lead and then put Maxwell in to close it.
Yeah. I mean, Maxwell was different yesterday than she's been all year, so I hope that
continues. Mark says World Series. Uncle Charlie, I know they swept everyone, but what I'm saying is in the game leading up to the World Series where they had to lose twice, I'm trying to remember who they were playing. Did Ball go game 1 in that game?
I think she did, Jay.
I think she did. I think they pretty much rode Ball last year, and they might do the same with Maxwell. I don't know.
I mean, May can be good out of the pen. Dill was good the other day if Maxwell was struggling. So they got options.
They got a lot of options. That's the thing. You got 4 really good pitchers. You count Keeney that have pitched a lot of innings. So we'll see what they do.
And there's no better 3 on the sideline than Gasso, JT Gasso, and Jen Rocha.
Yeah, that's right.
It was Clemson, Teresa says.
I thought Clemson was super regional, but
I think Clemson was super regionals.
Yeah. That was the Kinsey Hansen Granny game, wasn't it?
Yes, unbelievable.
How about our?
Yeah, they're stepping up. They're winning. They're winning different ways too. They've won with a lot of runs. They won with 1 run. Their defense, though, has been elite all the way. Stanford, Kennedy,
that's
duh.
it. Mark,
yeah, that's exactly who it was, Mark. Duh.
So I think it was Ball versus Kennedy, was it not?
I believe so.
Although they also had, was it Vodder? I think Stanford.
Vodder. They had Vodder, too. If they had Vodder this year, Jay.
Yeah, I know.
I tell you, the girl that's really helping them is Taryn Kern.
Yeah, she's a real patient leadoff hitter. She hadn't had the power this year. 7 home runs last year, like 20, something like that. Colin says, I encourage everyone to just enjoy this as you can, no matter how it ends in the next 2 to 5 games. Don't complain or analyze. Just watch the greatness of the greatness class. Hey, you cannot beat that comment right there by Colin McPherson. You can't beat it. I agree 1,000%. And hey, we do a lot of videos on OU softball. Let me just say this. We do. And there is some times we're saying, hey, we're criticizing or whatever. But I will never say that this team or this senior class is it's the best in the history of the sport. It will never change. And win or lose, just like Patty said, win or lose this 4th natty, you can't beat what this class has done in the history of the sport. You can't. And we do need to enjoy it. And here's the crazy thing. All the complaining, because I am going to say it, there has been a lot of complaining this year from, I would say, outside noise, right? And here they are once again, 1 win away from the championship series. I mean, crazy. They have to lose twice to not make it, and you're sitting there again. It's just unbelievable. And Patty knows how to get the best out of the players in the clutch situation. That is something that Patty, I think that's what makes her a great coach. You go back and look at great coaches, and we can talk about greatest coaches in college sports, in pro sports, or whatever. Go look at the greats. Phil Jackson, NBA. Great talent, but he was able to win with it. There's been plenty of teams that have had great talent and can't win with it, or can't have the chemistry, or can't figure it out. Patty can take all the great talent, put it together where nobody's upset, and the chemistry works. It's amazing.
Yeah, and Mark said it was the 9-inning game, Jay. I remember this now. Nicole May starting, went 5. Ball came in the last 4. So, yeah, I mean,
okay,
could be that. And, hey, they're talking about the rotation on the D-line. There's going to be 6 or 7 guys play, and that's what we've been begging and wanting a long time.
Yeah, and here's what I would encourage maybe people to maybe hold their horses on some things is there's a lot of times where you hear people in the spring and then you don't hear about them in the summer. Maybe the guys in the summer made a huge leap. There's a lot of time before fall starts, before games start. So just because we heard about guys in the spring tearing it up, there might be a guy that was behind them that's just tearing it up in the summer workouts and having an amazing time. So I think there's still a lot of time for guys to fight for position. And that's what I love about this team is I think the competitiveness of all the depth and everything, I think it's truly going to pay dividends this year, more than it's been in the past.
Yeah. See if the Sooner baseball team can get the dub and force another.
Is it still 3-3?
I don't know, Jay. Do not know. I'd like an update.
It said 2 on.
Listen, hey, big thanks to Chester Carter tonight for donating the 5 Sooner Surge Unlimited memberships. I know Teresa, I don't know who got one, but if you haven't, they're up at the top of the chat. Try to get one of those. Chester gave free gifts. Crystal also, thanks so much for the $20 super. Really appreciate that so much. And all you guys that are on here, thanks again every single night for being loyal Sooner Surge followers. We appreciate it. OU has 2 on, 1 out, top of the 6. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel. We're going to have a preview video for the softball game tomorrow. And we'll be going live after that game like we have the last 2 games. So appreciate it. Thanks. Who won the trivia, Jay? The trivia winner for last month was Bobby Wiley again. Someone's got to knock Bobby Wiley off the trivia throne. Okay?
2 trivias tomorrow night. 2 trivias.
2 trivias. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Boomer.
Sooner.